tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast, I could.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We've been talking about this show. We've been hitting this show to y'all. This is the Gentleman's Lounge Memorial Day special. As you can see, I have a fantastic round table of some beautiful human beings that we're going to talk to today. It's going to be on and popping. You guys already know who I am. I am the CEO of Hoochie Daddies Incorporated. They call me Mr.GQ.
I am your boy DJ Michael B, leader of the Baby Mama Steelers. Let's go.
So, fellas, if you don't mind, let's get a little introduction going. Let's let everybody find out who you are, where you're from, your service, those types of things, so everybody kind of get a warm and fuzzy about who you are.
All right, so what's up? My name's Glenn. I spent 6 years in a day in the Army. I did artillery, cannon crew, shot the big guns. You can't really see my shirt, got a Purple Heart, you know what I'm saying? I mean I kinda I got hurt while I was over there, but it is what it is. I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Now I'm a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I teach at public schools here in my city, grammar school, K through 8, and I teach phys ed.
Hey, my boy out here getting it.
All right.
Next.
So who's next? It don't even matter. Don't everybody speak at once.
I'll go there.
Wait.
Hey, my name's Angel. Been in the Army. Oh, we lost the co-host. We good?
Oh yeah, he'll be back. He probably had some signal issues.
Oh.
My name's Angel. 11 years Army. I had two MOSs, 42 Alpha, and artillery for 13 Mike, shooting rockets out the truck. Right now on civilian side, I do. I just got out last year, 2022 around August. So now on the civilian side, I'm doing HR. I'm an HR director for a company out here in Washington State. Yeah, that's it.
Well, as
I'm
me,
from Jersey City, by the way, just like everybody else.
hey,
my bad, Mark. You can go now.
hey man, my story is simple. I did 5 years as an Army infantryman. 2 of those years was first 2 years were National Guard. Last 3 active, stationed in Fort Bliss, Texas. Deployed 1 deployment to Afghanistan as a gunner. Just like Glenn and Angel, I'm from Jersey City, you know what I mean? Like Glenn, I got a Purple Heart. On the civilian side, I work for a Jersey City Police Department. I've been here for about 8.5, going on 9 years. I'm a detective now. So I went from slanging and banging overseas, taking a little time off, to coming back home to just, be around where I grew up pretty much and make a living from it.
Taking care of the community.
What I'm talking about. So as you can see, like I said, we have a very unique round table of individuals. So I normally don't peel back the curtain like this for this particular instance, but got to keep with the theme of the show. So I am currently 16 years serving. I came in 2007 as a senior in high school. I'm a 12 Bravo, so I am loud noise and motherfucking chaos, also known as a combat engineer. So 2 deployments, 4 different disaster missions to include the COVID-19 pandemic and Hurricane Harvey. And now I finally took a break from all that bullshit. And now I am a recruiter for the National Guard. I just started that shit this past June, came on full on AGR. So I'm trying to rack up that active duty time and get that nice, pretty retirement when it's all said and done.
Thanks.
Yes,
so that's what I do now. I'm currently at a military school that I'll be graduating on from Friday. So there we are.
Hey.
That's what's up. I'm graduating tomorrow too.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out. Let everybody know where you graduating from, big dog.
Yeah, graduated from Brooklyn College.
Okay, what we getting a bachelor's? We getting a master's? What we
Yeah,
doing?
I'm getting my bachelor's. My bachelor's.
That's what I'm talking about. We like to see. We like to see excellence. We like to see excellence. We like that. So I know you said
Okay,
you're in
yeah, I'm
the
good.
you're in the school system as well, right? You say you're a
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I teach.
okay, yeah, and then
Yeah,
I know
I just
yeah.
started. Yeah, well, I like I said, I'm just finishing my degree. My commencement ceremony is tomorrow, but the I finished all my stuff in the winter. So December I finished, and I started teaching in January.
Okay, no, that's good stuff. And I know Micah has some experience with that. Did a lot of communities in schools and things of that nature. I've been a middle school coach also now for the last 9 years, and that man down there, Mr. Micah B, can attest to how crazy I am as a coach. But, but I got the banners to back it up, so I don't give a fuck. Let me be great, damn it. So, and then shout out to the chat, man. We just got the show started, man, and the chat is already. Shout out to your goat. The background overlay, all that shit was phenomenal. Let's see. Men with painted nails have autism, man. Appreciate you for stopping through. So let's get this show started. We'll go. Let's get the get the somber note. I wanted to make sure we didn't forget. For some reason in this country we have a tendency to get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys. I'm sure you guys have all been thanked for your service on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And you have to politely be like, today ain't about me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today ain't about me. It's about the ones that are no longer here.
Right.
So I want to start at the bottom, starting with Angel and kind of go round our way back. So go to Angel, to Glenn, to Mark, and then we'll finish off with myself and just kind of take a second, remembering somebody lost, whether it was from, the battle down range or they lost the war at home, because we know there's always two wars being fought at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Man, my boy Sergeant Chapman, lost him in I think like 2016 at home. Most of the people don't talk about mostly at home. Got let's see, Customary, lost him at home as well. Man, who else I got? Yeah, Cole, Customary, Chapman. Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, so I lost someone I went to basic with. I don't remember her last name, but her first name was Brittany. We lost her right around the same time I was in Afghanistan, so 2011. IED blast as well. Lost another friend of mine. It was my roommate, my first roommate actually in the military. Griff. We lost him as soon as we came back. Like, it was a motorcycle accident, but that was still my brother. He was going through his things as well. Lost a sergeant. I'm not remembering the year, but oh man, it have to be at least 5 to 10 people from that we went down range with that lost that fight just with themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And ended up becoming one of the 22.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got so it's a few to name. It's a few, we had this one dude, Schmidt. That was one of the guys. He was right around the same rank with me. We had one of my first NCOs, Sergeant Collier. We had Sergeant Smith. There was another guy, Glossett. And there's a few more. I didn't want to get into names because I knew I was gonna leave a few of them out. But yeah. And then there was another NCO we lost overseas. He wasn't from my unit exactly, but his loss was felt because he hit it was not an IED, RPG.
Mm.
It went right under one of those RPG nets that
Oh, so
we
it
had.
got caught up in there.
Yeah, it kind of like it bounced off and then exploded, and it kind of like went under the truck and kind of like something from his side ended up piercing him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what come to mind when I think about that.
As for me, it's a lot of, I've lost a lot of guys that I've came in contact with from basic training, from just a couple of names. My boy Wildrick, Specialist Wildrick, Lovejoy, Brochu, Lumley, Mayberry, um, Jacobs. A special shout out to Leroy Durandi, who was from Jersey City. He he was KIA a month after I was shot, but he was from Jersey City. He went to Dickinson High School. Big shout out to him. And Sergeant Major Barrera, aka Gunny. He was Command Sergeant Major. He was KIA after I was deployed. He was involved with the rescue of Jessica Lynch.
Mm.
Another special shout out to my boy, childhood friend of mine, Christopher Mahan. He lost the battle at home. He was like a bigger brother to me. Oh man, my boy Sergeant Rodriguez from basic training. Is a lot of guys that we that I just came in contact with. Good, genuine guys. My boy Bougie Lawrence, aka Bougie. I never even found out what happened to him. I just went on his Facebook to find out that he was
gone.
So big shout outs to all of them. I mean, till Valhalla, I guess, man.
Yeah. No, and I had that Specialist Young when I lost him shortly after we got back from Africa, along with Specialist Gomez. I had my man Specialist Edwards. We lost him to the home front battle 2 months after we landed in Africa. He had just had a baby girl. He was one of them cases that we've all heard of. It was confusing. Happiest guy you ever meet. Every time you talk to him, he was in good spirits. He was the happiest father you'd ever met. And then all of a sudden, we all got that news. We had just got downrange, saying fucked us up for, probably about a good 2 weeks. My man Sergeant Ski, we went to Afghanistan together. My man Sergeant Kennedy, he passed away after we got back from Africa. And I know I almost forgot my man Specialist Ware. He actually got out of the guard, and then he got taken out leaving work. He was on a skateboard, got caught up on a hit and run. Somebody hopped the curb, and the dude just took off. I found out about him when I was 3 months into Africa at that time. And that one shook me too, because that was my boy. He told me, like, as soon as he got, like, first thing I'm finna do, I'm growing my hair out like J. Cole. And I'm not even playing. 6 months later, that man had it. Dreads on lock. I was like, this motherfucker, boy. That was my dog though, man. But yeah, man, that's we could probably go on and on naming those guys, but the most important thing that we like to do, the veterans, the service members, even the family members who didn't serve but lost those individuals, is on Memorial Day. We always want to make sure we remember their names, because a lot of us, those people impacted our lives. They changed who we are. They made us, whether it was, one bad day, something happened and they was that one that gave us that comic relief for that day, or they did something fucking stupid that, just had us laughing for the rest of the day. Like, because what a lot of people don't get to see, and this is why I wanted to really have this, is, when you peel back the curtain, when you're downrange, man, and you don't really get to see it, your family, your friends, life moves on while you're away.
No.
And then so then all of a sudden, you come back home and you can't just jump back into regular life. Like, you have to, like, slow play it. But if that was your first deployment, then you come home, you have no idea how to do that.
Right.
Because you're like, man, like, especially if you were deployed with and you had like a wife or something back home, she been taking care of the house the whole time you was gone, and you got to come back and you're like, damn, so what do I do? Like, like, what do I do with my hands?
How do I fit in?
Yeah, like, because you don't want to just, you don't want to just jump in.
You feel out of place. You feel out of place. You know what I'm saying? You just went from, you know what I'm saying, from being in such a high strung, high stretched place. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's crazy, especially when you dealing with the kind of violence that we were dealing with.
Yeah,
You know what
no,
I'm
for real.
saying? Like you know, dealing with dealing with the kind of violence you're dealing with, like in Afghanistan and you know, or Iraq and stuff like that. When you come back home, it's it's like you turning off a switch.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's why you know it's scary. It's scary, you know, because you know you hear about people that come home and you know they you know they lose their shit and then they you know attack their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
you know everybody in the house dead
Yes, and then I'm
and
a
because
let me pause y'all 1 second. Zamora, I'm gonna bring you in so you can take care of your thing, and then we're gonna get right back on that because Glenn, there's something about that I definitely want to jump on. So
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for letting me come through real quick. Happy pre-Memorial Day. I appreciate y'all for coming on Gentleman's Talk. I always want to shout him out and pay homage to our vets. But we got a new episode of PVT coming out tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the little sweep tomorrow. And we're also gonna talk about is Timothy Butler going to be back in the championship and how it's gonna look versus Jokic. Because to be honest, we might have to say Spoelstra is maybe the best coach of our era right now. So, anyways, we're gonna get into that, but I'm gonna let y'all get back. Gentlemen's talk. Thank y'all for having me on. And again, happy pre-Memorial Day.
appreciate that. That was the queen over there getting ready for player versus team tomorrow. So make sure y'all check in, tune in. It's gonna be stupid. Bring your opinions, be as biased as you want to, but bring them facts.
Yes, please bring your bias. We love the bias. All the hate, Draymond hater right here. We got all the LeBron haters coming through the woodwork. So that's what we want to see. We want to see the LeBron hate. If you hate LeBron, in fact, come through. Glenn, Angel, Mark, if you hate LeBron, come through because I know the haters are just gonna come out the woodworks. So anyways,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
let y'all get
God.
back
I'm
to it though,
actually
okay?
I'm actually a Lakers fan and I'm not watching no more basketball for the rest of the year.
Damn, it's like that. Wow. Please come through. Please come through tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it. Thank y'all for having me through.
All right, we
All
appreciate
right.
you, Zamora.
Oh,
Oh man, it just wouldn't be the same without her comic relief coming through. But so I wanted to get back on that, Glenn, because you hit on something real big right before before we did that, and it's them ones that come home, but they don't have that help or they don't make that transition accordingly. Because what we talked about is there's always two battles going on at the same time. When you're downrange, there's obviously what's going on downrange, but then there's that war at home. So
Yeah.
we come home from 9 months, 10 months, 18 months, however the fuck long we've gone, then you come back home. It's a whole other war you got to fight. And it's just trying to become normal again, whatever that is, because you leave a piece of you in
Yeah,
every country you go to, 100%.
oh my god, I'm telling you, like
Like,
I honestly, I felt like you know the rest of the time I was in the military, you know what I'm saying, I felt like a part of me never left Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? And I've said that. I've said it multiple times. I said it, you know, when I talked to, you know, whatever therapist I came in contact with. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's I believe it. I believe it 100%. I believe it 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because and I actually I had an opportunity to go back to Afghanistan right before my med board. You know, but it eventually got taken away from me. And I you know, I was upset, you know what I'm saying? Like I think, you know, that more so drove me into, you know, wanting to speak to a therapist because I really felt like, you know, I was incomplete because I felt like I got my ass kicked in Afghanistan.
yeah. Now, shout out to
They
the chat, Micro Mike. Appreciate you out there. So we're gonna peel back that curtain a little bit because this story I
hey,
have because I almost lost my we'll say my battle with the home, and ironically my co-host down there was actually there. So I had just got back from Afghanistan 2013. You know, I was living my best life. You know, you get that you've been stacking up all that bread, and I bought my first house. You know, that's a big day. You know, like I said, we got a panel full of minorities. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you bought that first house, man, you just feel like you've accomplished like everything in life. So bought that first house, great deal. And I didn't get this name GQ for no reason. So when I throw parties, I throw parties. And I don't throw parties without my resident DJ down there. So threw this big giant fire ass party. Like it was great. Had about $400+ worth of alcohol. Like we did it big. We did it major. The ones and twos was on fire. And one of my partners came through. Well, one of our partners came through. And you know how Cat Williams always say, "Don't drink with your white friends." Yeah. So this was so this was him. He gonna remain nameless because you know what I'm saying that's still my dog. But in that particular moment, we had a small falling out. So I emptied out my freezer for this party. The freezer was full of nothing but bottles. Like it was straight bottles, no food, all bottles. So he proceeds to open the freezer, go into the freezer, and grab his bottle. So cool. But when he grabs his bottle is behind three of my bottles. So when he pulls out his bottle, trying to be all cool with it, boom, I lose three bottles. It's $175 worth of alcohol just gone. I was like, all right, that's strike one. I kind of let that one go because I was like, it happens, whatever. So strike two happens almost 5 to 10 minutes later because the first thing I said when I bought my house, and I said, my mom will never ever clean up my house ever. Sure enough, my mom was sweeping up all that fucking broken glass and shit on my kitchen floor. I lost my shit in that moment. I had to walk out. I walked outside. I was like, I can't believe this shit is happening right now. I can't believe this shit is happening. I walked outside because I was mad. I started to get, and Glenn and Mark, y'all probably gonna see this before. When you start to see the black, when it starts to get there, when you start to not be able to see nothing else but what's in front of you. Yeah. So I walked outside and I got clear again. I was like, all right, I'm cool. I come back in and he's gone at this point. He blacked out. Like he gone. He is in the guest bathroom. He is banging on the bathroom wall. I got my dogs in the master bedroom, like just disturbing the party. I couldn't focus no more. I went here. I went to the room and I grabbed my pistol. This, ladies and gentlemen, the curtain is all the way peeled back, just so everybody's tracking what's going on here. Like I ain't got no problem talking about it. I've had plenty of therapy since then, but this was a moment of weakness to bring to light what's going on. So I grabbed that and then I racked one. And when I did that, Micah heard it. So he cut the music off. Like, I mean, within 0.5 seconds, music was off. It was quiet in the house. I'm walking down the hallway and my parents had stopped in front of me. They were the only people I could see in this moment. Like I couldn't see anybody else. Everything else was fucking black. And my parents, both mom and dad, they both stopped me in that moment. And my dad immediately, took the gun out of my hand or whatever. And then my parents, talked me off the ledge for the most part. And then we out in the garage and, Michael was out there with some of my other partners. But it was that moment where 30 minutes before this, the only other two people who understood me, who was over there with me, weren't at the party no more. So we go back to what, Glenn was talking about. If you don't have somebody who was there with you or somebody that went through something similar, like there's really nobody that can talk to you. So, they're sitting there trying to tell me, oh, it's gonna be this, that, and I'm like, bro, you don't even know what the fuck you talk about. Like, I'm like telling them, shut the fuck up. You don't even know, what's going on. And then I finally, kind of came back to reality, and I was just like, yeah, bro, something ain't right.
It like when I bought my house and so after Afghanistan, I went to Korea, right? And I was in Korea for a year. And after Korea, I went to Kentucky. In Kentucky, that's where I bought my first house, right? And that was like 2013. I left Afghanistan the end of 2011. So by then, 2013, that's when everything really started to like settle, like hit me, because I was moving around. I was in Korea, in Korea, that's when I really started going through mostly everything. I started talking to a therapist, and they started giving me medicine. And that's when I realized that it wasn't for me. Right. So when I get home, I get back, go to Kentucky, and get my house there. And it was a late night, just chilling. I'm in the bed, and I don't know what it was. It was some wind or something. Something hit the door, and I smiled because I was about to put some bullets in something. So grabbed the gun, and that's when I started to do. Started going through everything, checking through this door. We go through this door, go around the house, check around this, check around that, and I kind of felt upset that wasn't nothing there. You know what I'm saying? And then I started that's when I started realizing that all right, I probably need to talk to somebody. And I go to work, and then I might run it past one of the guys there. We talk about something, and I'm like, yo, last night, I felt like something was some. I heard something, you know. So I went and I grabbed. I went and I grabbed my gun. I did this. I did that. Did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody like, yo, yeah, I had that same kind of feeling. What were you doing before? Like, you know, where was your mind at? You know what I'm saying? What was
Yeah.
going on? And you know, and
I
then you
think
know, you start finding different ways to, you know, help
I feel
not
like
feel crazy.
one of the hardest things I think a lot of veterans go through, and it's not really the veterans' fault; it's the military's fault, especially guys that are like combat MOS. Like for me, you know, I spent my 8 months in Afghanistan before I got wounded, and I came home. And then I get a call that, you know, my little cousin, who I looked at as a little brother, he was murdered. Now, how do you tell me not to go be destructive? You get what I'm saying? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
just came back from overseas where that's what I'm doing. Like, one of our guys get wounded, we go avenge
Gotta
that.
go. We gotta go get that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I had to that moment for me to, you know, it was like, yo, you gotta learn to transition happened prematurely because was just at war to come home to my cousin being killed, and I'm like, man, fuck all of this crying. Then you know, my family's, you know, everybody's saying he would want you to, you know, live your life, man. If he anything like me, if I get whacked, motherfucker, you come whack the motherfucker that got me. So it's like, yo, how do I leave from the battlefield, come home,
Mm-hmm.
and have somebody take one of mine?
Yo,
You think about it, it's like, yo, that shit felt morally wrong for me.
because you feel like you can go
Yeah,
you could kill for, you know, the beef for the
I,
disagreement of the country,
but I
you know
can't
what I'm
kill
saying,
the
but
normal beef.
not for your own.
So
Yeah.
it was just, it was a mind fuck for me when that happened. Then, you know, I was wounded. That was my last firefight I was ever in. I took a round. That ended my infantryman's career.
Not the last.
The crazy thing about it was that it wasn't my last, but my last engagement pretty much put everything in full circle. Like when I got shot, you gotta remember that I was a gunner. Like I was one of the smallest left-handed gunners you'll ever fucking find. So when it was time to sling and bang, whether I was mounted or dismounted, you know, I was that guy. And I remember getting shot and really not feeling the pain because I was already in the prone. I was just laying down hate. And then when they got me off the gun, you know, I got shot. I turned into fucking Academy Award winning actor with full of emotions. I lost 2.5 pints of blood. I needed a blood transfusion. I lost 1.5 inches of my leg. So when I came home, mentally, I felt emasculated because, you know, the equivalent to that is getting knocked the fuck out in front of everybody that you love. I'm in
Yeah.
front of boys, and yo, my leg got pretty much torn to shreds, and I got sent home from war. I can't even get my fucking hit back. From that happening, then Leroy Durandi getting killed. It's like, damn, you got your ass kicked, you got sent home, then your boy got smacked. It's just like, yo, it kept fucking with me. Like that shit would just beat me
Mm-hmm.
over the head. And the crazy part about it, I didn't talk to anybody because I'm like, yo, ain't nobody gonna know how it feels where a motherfucker just tried to off me,
Yeah,
and
man, look at you, you crazy.
I can't do anything about it. It sounds like I'm very homicidal, and it's not a homicidal thing. It's a ego thing. Like, yo, I was the best motherfucker on the battlefield, and somebody pulled my fucking card that day, and I
Yeah.
can never get that chance back. But it came full circle because as a cop, I ended up getting into in Jersey City in 2019. And that shooting was the engagement where you had the two people go after the Jewish community. And I was heavily involved in it. And it just put me back into perspective when I was back overseas. It was like, yo, a little piece of me died when I was in Afghanistan. And I say this a lot to people, that especially us combat arms guys, is that no matter what you do, if you take a life, a part of you dies with them, and that's your innocence. It's just like when you lose your virginity. Once you do it, you can never take that shit back. And the first time, you know, I got into an engagement, you know, you're high strung on fucking testosterone. You like, hell yeah, I did my job. But when you sit back and think about it, it's like, yo, I just took a fucking life. and you feel guilty about that shit, whether the shooting was warranted or not. You feel guilty about that shit. And it's like, yo, if you're a religious person, if you're a guy that's moral or code, a part of you feels like, yo, you just did something you wasn't supposed to fucking do. And no matter what you do, you can't take that shit back.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
saying, like,
you hit it on the head with that one. Like,
people
so
actually go,
go
okay,
ahead.
all right. People ask me all the time, "Oh, you was in the army? You ever kill somebody? You ever this and that?" And I ask them, I say, "All right, Joe. So, like, let me ask you this. You think it's cool? It's cool that, you know what I'm saying, that someone was killed during during this violence or this nonsense? Like, I just like I want you to understand the question you're asking, right? And do you honestly feel like that's an okay question to ask? Like, where's your mindset at right now? You get what I'm
No,
saying?
that's valid.
And because, like, not only you know what I'm saying, you doing this with a smile on your face. You get what I'm saying? You don't. I feel like you just don't care. You don't care what it. You don't. Or is either that it's ignorance. Period. Right? Either you don't know or you don't care. Right? You don't know. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
what. You don't know what feelings is gonna bring up. You get what I'm saying? Right? Because like Mark said, after it all happens, you sitting there, you know what I'm saying? You might be in your room after everybody high fived you because, you might have saved some people, or, you might help push these people back, or whatever case it be. But someone died in the midst of that. You get what I'm saying? So no matter who you are, right? If you have a conscience, the conscience is gonna is you
In fact,
when you least suspect it, it's tap in your shoulder. Yo, so
Yeah,
how
no,
do
and
you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to have that conversation with yourself. So, you know, I just that's why I like, speaking about things like that. Um, it's just cool. It's, therapeutic, but, it brings you back. It brings you back. It brings you back to, a certain place. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I don't know. I got a conscience.
fact.
So that shit. That
yeah.
shit.
So and it's crazy, and I'm gonna bring us back because I wanna catch Angel's perspective on this while we go. So like something that comes up, and ironically, I'm wearing it on my shirt too.
Mhm.
And COVID really made this into a thing, which it made into a bigger thing, and it's men's mental health specifically. But since we got a panel full of men and veterans on top of that, it's just that stigma.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Mental health. Mental health is me.
yeah, like
Mental health
it's
is me. That's the reason. That's the reason I was separated from the army. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my separating factor. Dealing with those things, because, yo, like you said, so I knew I'm in the I'm in a combat job. You know what I'm saying? Like, my job is killing. That's that's what it is. That's what they teach me. That's what they train me for. That's what they pay me for. That's just what it is.
yeah. And
But
then so like with Angel, so given your experience and the things, the places you've gone and whatnot, even when we've had to make that, because people, this is where people get lost. It's like, oh, you had to be like a deployed veteran to go through mental. I was like, nah, fam, just
nah,
being in the
right.
military is mentally straining enough. And
Oh,
Angel
absolutely.
has a very unique perspective because he's traveled to a lot of countries and he's also been home and now he's doing some other things. So talk to us on from your perspective on the mental health, the stigma, and if there's been a situation that you've dealt with where you've kind of had to take a step back and be like, hey, I think I might need a little
Yeah.
help with something.
No, yeah, that's a great question. So, first off, yeah, mental health. Thank you, yeah, thank y'all for talking openly about that, because not a lot of males, want to openly talk about, speaking to a therapist and things like that, especially like on a platform like this. But no, I appreciate y'all. Um, but from that perspective, so my wife is a therapist. She's actually probably downstairs right now doing sessions, and I know the power of therapy. It's a great thing. But like when you're in the army, and if you're an NCO, back in the day, there was this stigma there, like, oh, I'm dropping my soldier off to go speak to a mental health professional. you know, and there's this stigma like, oh, you're broken, you're not good, or you know, you're weak, or whatever the case may be. But that's not the case at all. You know, for many that go seek therapy, um, you know, it's actually you're empowering yourself. You know, you're strengthening your mind. You're getting back to where you need to be. You know, so shout out to y'all to for the men that go out there and get help. Um, and what a lot of people don't know, and Mark and Glenn could attest to this because we all from Jersey City. We grew up in trauma. You know, you go down the block, there's a war zone on Communipore, or you're getting shot walking down Baby Monticello. So you know, there's childhood traumas that we all dealt with, growing up in Jersey City. You know, and on top of that, not me personally, but Mark and Glenn, y'all got to deal with your childhood traumas, your PTSD from when you were a civilian, and now y'all gotta go deal with your trauma from being in the army. You know, so it's crazy how you know how you try to go day by day trying to deal with that, and trying to get through it, but it's hard. I know it's hard for y'all, but it's yeah, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, no, I know, and me and Michael, like, we'll bring that. Y'all talk about Jersey, with us being from Texas, y'all, you hear all the stuff about Houston and all the, we'll call it fuckery. Let's use that word. So, all kind of shit happens in Houston. Just depends on what side of Houston you on. Right?
Mhm.
Like, you accidentally end up on the wrong side, like the southwest side or something, and you ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah, remember that. So Texas still my second home.
Yeah, and saying, Mark, you was in Fort Bliss. You know how El Paso is too. It's certain parts of El Paso you ain't really got no business being.
I used to come up to Houston. I used to come up to Dallas, San Antonio. Listen, Texas is a wild. It is a wild
Yeah,
place.
and look, and what's crazy is you got like Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. That's 4 different places,
That's
and
for
it's
different
not by
cultures,
name.
man.
It's 4 different cultures within the same
Culture.
big ass state. And it's
Yeah.
like the hoods in Dallas are not the hoods in Houston, and the hoods in Houston are not the hoods in San Antonio. Like, that shit is just mind blowing how different it is, knowing it's from the same state. Like, this shit makes no kind of sense.
I love it. I love
No,
it.
it is what makes shit great though.
Yo,
But that's
I
what I'm
love
talking about. So there goes my boy. He from Austin, so he know. Hey, keep Austin weird, my dog.
Keep
He
Austin.
already know.
it. I don't know because y'all from Texas. If I say this name, y'all probably gonna be, oh yeah, but boy, what you know about that? You a Jersey head. But anybody that's watching this, if you in El Paso, if you up further north in Texas, it's this restaurant called Cattleman's.
Yo,
Listen here. For
hey,
people
you ain't lived if you ain't been to Cattleman's at least once or twice.
let me for the viewers out there that don't know what Cattleman's, let a Jersey boy tell you something and how thorough Texas is, right? Cattleman's is a goddamn steakhouse that's on a ranch. You damn near, it's like a damn near live cow. You go, yeah, I want his ribs. That motherfucker. They go slaughter his ass and bring him to your plate. Listen, I need
Yeah,
me.
no, it really do be like that because that's also Cattleman's where they got that big ass steak at. And that bitch is
The
like
size of your
40.
fucking
Yeah,
back.
it's like 40 something ounces for that motherfucker, and they gonna serve it with a baked potato.
Yes.
Like, bitch, you gonna serve me this thick ass piece of meat and this fat ass potato and say, hey man, you got X amount of time to eat that hoe. I'm like, bro, I'm about to go into a coma while I'm eating this shit.
I'm about to book a flight to El Paso right now, yo.
Like, but I mean, it really do. It be like that. Like, but it's like, bro, like, but it's the truth though. Like, we talk about mental health, and like I said, Angel hit it right. Like, it's a lot of men out there still that can't get past, oh, but they gonna call me weak, or oh, I'm not as masculine because I'm not. Like, listen, the thing about us, we are, call it what you want. We as men are also the simplest creatures on the planet. All right, women are complicated, men are not.
Facts.
But here's the flip side of it being us being men. We are not as emotionally in tuned as a lot of women are. Our emotions come out differently. Women will wear their emotions naturally. We, on the other hand, will bottle that shit up and it will come out at the wrong time. We'll be explosive about it. No pun intended for all of us, combat veterans with artilleries and everything else that we do. But it's the truth.
Right.
Some of us are in tune with it, but the vast majority of men will let that shit like bite up, and it'll take that one wrong instance, and all that shit comes. You like dump truck on somebody one time, and you're like, damn, I can't believe I just did that shit.
I think we as a society have to understand why that is, though, because I look at it for as toxic masculinity. Right? Boys are not supposed to cry, and we all know that is bullshit. But there's a certain level of truth behind it. So
Absolutely.
you look at it like this, we've all been on a mission where somebody died, whether it's they gave the ultimate sacrifice or they were wounded. We've all
Yeah.
been. You don't get the cry. That's not where. That is not a time and place for emotion. It's because men. We're taught. Listen, as a man, you're a protector and divider. You have to get the job done by necessary. So you don't get a chance to digest what it is that's happened to you. The first thing you do is you handle what needs to be handled to get results. That
Mm-hmm.
and listen, by any means necessary. I think I said this before in the podcast. I quoted Mav Hoffa, a battle rapper. He was like, "No work, then we go to rob because I can find a gun way quicker than I can get a job." And it goes to show, like, yo, you really ain't got a time to really sit there and say, yo, I'm fucked up, or I need help, or I need to be vulnerable in this time because you're programmed to say, yo, you're the man, go out there and get it by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. So it's a double-edged sword because a lot of us have made results. We're all, look at us. Like, for most of us that came from nothing, we took a lot of that shit on the chin, didn't cry about it, whether it hurt us, only to get to the bigger goal. Nobody in here is over 40, right?
Nah.
And
Nah.
motherfuckers got money in the that we ain't never think we was gonna have. Like, I came from the projects, roaches and rats, so a lot of shit I had to take on the chin and wasn't able to cry because men don't cry, and you got to get that push me to
Yeah.
where I'm
No.
at now. But
100%.
I have to deal with the psychological effect of it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We all had to, saying Mark hit it right. We all had to start from damn near nothing. Whether we come from, a broken home with just a single parent, or, saying we came from the sticks, we came from, areas where statistically we wasn't supposed to make it.
Make it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what, and when I talk to
Frozen?
You froze up? Oh man.
oh, Frozen. Oh yeah.
He back.
Yeah, you good. You
Yeah,
back.
okay, yeah. But that's what we tell them. I was like, I said statistically, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I went the high school I went to, I used to walk across the train tracks to the hood to go home. In that neighborhood, and Mike, you can tell you, that mug had a reputation. Boys knew. My dad knew about that neighborhood. That neighborhood was notorious for slanging. Like, boys knew. I had no business coming out of there and surviving out of there. But we are not, the men in this group right here, we are not victims of circumstance. We rose above. We made it to where we made it. Yes, we had to go about it a slightly different way. We didn't come from money. So we joined the military, or we got out into the work world. We grinded our way out.
It was two routes. You know what I'm saying? And some people are fortunate to make the choice to go a certain route, and some people, I don't want to say they make the choice to get pulled into the system, or that choice is made for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have friends that was that I learned how to be a man in the military.
Agreed.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I did
I
too.
have friends that learned how to be a man or grew up being a man in the prison system. You get what I'm saying? And we come together and we talk. We talk. You know what I'm saying? We say, yo, like they tell me all the time, hey, yo, bro, I'm glad that you were able to get out. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't go through the same. You ain't go the same route that we had. You know what I'm saying? It's people, from the area. I was going for a little bit. I might come home on leave or something, and they see me and they like, oh, I see you, I see you in a while. Where you been? You was locked up, because that's the norm. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of
Yeah.
it. As sad. It's sad. They kind of feel like you know, because they don't see you for a while, you probably in jail or something.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I tell them like, nah, I wasn't locked up. I was in, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the army. You know what I'm saying? I was gone because I'm away, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
But
they don't see that.
they don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, even though like they might be much older than me, and it's I would say, you know, it's so much ignorance that it's ignorance to think that, but you know, that's what they see in the community. If somebody goes away for a few months,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like more than likely,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, they're in jail or something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So at first I was offended, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, like why would you think that? Why would you think I was in jail? But then, you know, I had to go back and realize that, you know, maybe it was the way that, you know, I was behaving, or the way that, you know, things was going in the community. You going along, you riding this fine line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
People look at it like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, motherfucker gonna end up a certain way. Then when you actually get your life together, you take it route. You know what I
They're
mean?
like, oh
You got
shit.
locked up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I remember I had to look at it differently. You know what I mean? Because before we even graduated, I had already enlisted because I signed my contract in February of '08, and I didn't go off to basic training until August because I graduate high school in June.
All right, second ID. I see you.
So
Second to none.
so
Second to none.
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, we pretty much I left, I came back, and you know what? It was crazy where a lot of people gave me like, yo, we're proud of you, this, that, and the third. Like after I came back from my deployment, it's like, yo, congrats, you know what I mean? It's like I had very select few people was like, yo, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I could never go fight the white man's war and shit like that. So they send it to me, and they say it to me like kind of like throwing that jab out there, like, nah, man, fuck that. I ain't dying doing this shit for this country. Fucked up. Third. So this that to me recently, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I respect that, but let me ask you a question, man. I was like, did you say the same thing to? I'm not gonna name drop the person, but I was like, did you ever say that to your man, such and such? Nah, why he ain't go over there fighting the white man's war? I'm like, yeah, he sold the white man's drug for a war where the opponent looks similar to me and you. I'm like,
But they ain't ready for that conversation.
yeah.
Yeah, they probably hit him with the
So
nah. See, that's different.
I
That's
always look
different.
at that, man. When like for me, I knew like in high school, I knew college wasn't an option. I didn't want to do high school. It wasn't. I just didn't care for none of this shit. And I was like, yo, if I keep on this path, one or two things. I'm gonna either sell a white man drugs or fight the white man war.
I mean, one pays more, but it also ends up me in a box. The other one pays all right, but I'm not in the box, given the circumstance.
Given the
You know,
circumstance, I was
given the
like,
circumstance, I'm not in the box. You know what I'm saying?
you know what?
Or nah. You know, it's crazy how I looked at it. If I die fighting a white man's war, my mother and my kids gonna get some. Gonna
Yo,
get
I
some.
looked at my mother get paid.
100%.
If one of the things, and I say this because I was teaching at a high school for a little bit too, and I was saying this, I was talking to like the ones that actually even showed a little interest when I said that I was in the military. You know what I'm saying? I told them, I said, listen, right, if I was to die in the military, my parents is getting some chicken, or my kids gonna get some chicken. If I die out here doing some bullshit, you know what they getting? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I ain't got no life insurance. I ain't live.
Hey
Yo,
man, boys don't understand that
You get what
SGLI
I'm
was
saying?
that shit though.
but
Like,
I
listen,
Uh,
fam, I'm paying $27 a month for $500,000, bro. That's my funeral
yo,
covered and my family
yes.
straight.
but yo, you know what? I gotta say, you know what? I'm proud of us. You know why? Because technically we breaking generational curses. Because
Absolutely.
100%.
I
Facts.
told
Absolutely.
my daughter with my purple heart that college paid for. You know what I mean?
You feel me?
That GI Bill, I ain't going to school, so bam, you can go get another degree.
Like that.
From this day,
I'm
looking to buy this house. That house, I'm trying to pay that off. Yo, once my baby girl is 18, she is now starting her life at an even playing field where she just now has to maintain. We were brought up with the Bible. We used to have to
Exactly.
survive. So we breaking that back, breaking that generational curse, man. 'Cause I ain't know about fucking credit. I ain't know
Nope.
about taxes,
yeah, yo.
stock, none of that shit. The military, and I went in young. Like I found out about it late to the game, and it's like, yo, now my daughter, she's 9 years old, and now she knows how to use a debit card, how to take money, how to save, open an account.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because I'm like, yo, I salute my parents. You know, my mom, my dad. My dad passed away when I was 15, but I salute the survival skills. But I'm like, yo, you know what? I don't want my daughter having to survive in order to maintain. Let's start at the maintaining. I can teach
Yeah.
you survival
Yes.
so you can have it in your mind, but I don't need you to apply it. Like you're starting off with both feet on the track instead of still putting your cleats on. Like, nah, you there. Like I'm building that credit, giving her another source of income. Like, yo, you're not starting off behind the lines. Like, there's no hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta say, yo, congrats to everybody that's here that we're breaking that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you, Angel? You a father at all?
Yeah, I have two kids. I have a
Okay.
7-year-old and a 9-year-old, two girls.
Ooh.
Yeah,
He's-
they bad.
Dang, he say 79, boy. Ugh. I mean, look, I feel you. All right, I'm 100% girl dad. You know what I'm saying? I got a 13-year-old and I got one that's going to be 2. So, and Micah knows that's my little 2-year-old that took after my 12 Bravo attitude because she talked a lot of shit for being 2. So he laughing because we used to do before we was doing it from the sidelines like this. We would always do the pod at the house, and he would come over and me and her would be whole ass arguing, knowing she really speaking gibberish. But I don't give a fuck. I was like, nah, fuck that.
Don't say 2 words.
Like, I ain't saying nothing, but I'm just like, nah, you ain't finna, not today. Like, no, but it's just like you said though, Mark. Like, when my girls are ready to graduate high school, they're gonna have an even playing field because I'm gonna make sure.
Right.
Because of the benefits that we've earned from the things that we've done. And even now, you know, saying my wife is going back to school and getting respiratory therapy and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm able to help her because at the end of the day, what are we without our support system, right?
Mhm.
So I want to always make sure, you know, saying that my kingdom is taken care of. So if my wife is good and she making bread, shit, we still winning. Like, I don't give a fuck if she make more money than me. She can make 6 figures and I don't give a fuck. Are the bills paid? Are we surviving this life? And are the girls taken care of?
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I'm simple with it. I'm simple. I ain't got no ego when it comes to money because, you know, my money is your money and vice versa. Ain't none of that bullshit in my house. We you know, we share. We take care of business.
Facts. We should be, man. Like one hand washes the other. Simple.
Yeah. Then you married as well, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm married. I've been
How long you
married
been
to
married?
my wife for we're about to hit 10 years in
Ooh.
September. We going to Japan to celebrate our 10 years.
What? That boys, I'm doing
So-
it big.
Yeah,
There
we're
you
gonna
What
go.
Japan y'all going to? Y'all going to Tokyo or where y'all going?
we're gonna fly into a nearby city, and then we're gonna stay there for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to Disney and hit up all the attractions around there.
That's on my
I'm
list.
excited.
I want to go to Disney in Japan. That is actually on. I'm actually planning on. We're gonna take our first Disney cruise next year. I'm already gonna get that. So if y'all ain't checked it out though, fellas, the military discounts on Disney cruises, A1, A1.
Oh,
Listen,
see,
no,
I
I'm
do
not even
regular,
playing.
regular cruises.
I know I do. We do those, but the Disney cruise because I got kids. I want to make
Yeah.
you can drop your kids off for childcare and stuff.
Yo,
Oh
y'all,
yeah, regular, yeah. You know me. You know I do my cruises. Hey, yeah.
y'all got the fucking y'all veterans card?
Nah, I need
Yeah.
one.
I still got a regular old fashioned CAC for now. So
Yo, I ain't
This
got
veterans car we talking about.
the brown one, huh?
I ain't got none of them. The only reason why I can prove that I'm a veteran is my DD-214.
Hey man, that is a document that you need. That is the key.
This
Yeah.
one I said that big over.
Yeah, that's a veteran's card.
Where you
Retired.
get? Yo, how you get that? Where I got to talk to get that, man.
You should have been able to get one from the VA.
Yeah, not the VA. Go to the Coast Guard office in Bayonne.
The shit that's right behind my house.
Yep, you go right there.
Go around the corner.
He's like,
That
man,
shit
that hole in
literally
my
down the
backyard, and
street.
I ain't even know,
Oh
bro.
man.
Like,
Yeah, go there. You tell them you want the ID. You show them the power identification. They will set you up.
yeah,
I
How long?
think
and that's
How long?
say retired, huh?
How long it take to get?
Bro, how long did it take you to get your cat car right there? They did it right
yeah,
there.
they
Yeah, that
print that
shit
shit out on
literally
site.
down the. I'm gonna do
No,
that
it's
shit
because
tomorrow
it's the
morning,
same
yo.
thing if you was to get married and go on post and put your wife in Deers. They print the card
And
out the same
they
day,
print out, yeah,
Mhm.
and
everything.
they
They do
laminate that
right
hoe.
there.
I ain't know that, yo. I'm about to go down the street and do that shit tomorrow.
And you can still use that hoe to get on post and go to the class 6.
Yes, sir.
Get that
Yo,
alcohol
Everything.
for the
Yo,
low
bro.
low.
I think my thing tell me I can go to MWR, the commissary, the unlimited exchange, all that. I got
Hey,
access.
it's like
we
I,
ain't
that.
man none of
Lifetime privileges right
we
there.
ain't
Hey, that's
man,
them
we ain't
lifetime
man none of
privileges.
them. But if I decide to move down south to a red state that can where I can maximize my my things, bro, I can do it. Real talk, bro.
No,
Real
I know
talk.
what you're talking about. That's why I'm dying because I know what you're
I
talking
just
about.
yo, I'm
Free
like,
game, by the way. Free game.
yo, for real. Like you just gotta I want to move to Georgia, man, but like I saw the teachers getting paid like 30,000 or some shit.
They getting paid like shit.
I'm saying
Yeah.
in Jersey is we listen. Now they've renegotiated our contract right now.
Oh, me too.
Fuck that.
It's progressively getting better in Texas for the teachers. Like it's been kind of going that route, but it's starting to level out. It's in a couple of districts, but we have some other ones where teachers they got so much their turnover is so bad because they're underpaid, and then you're dealing with somebody's
And
fuck
they don't
ass
want to
kids
go.
all day, and you're not
Yo,
getting you're not and
Mhm.
you know how I
son,
feel about it, Michael. You already
yo,
know how this is.
people don't realize that, Joe. People don't realize that the kids that you have at home are not the same kids
Hell
that
no.
in the school.
No facts.
But
And
then don't let them get in trouble because then they act like, oh, my baby is superstar, don't do no wrong. No, your little asshole of a kid
real
was
talk,
doing
bro.
this.
We had a parent today that was that almost wanted to fight another student because because his son come to the car crying, saying that people trying to jump him, but he missed out the part that he was starting with the other people, and nobody tried to jump him, but they just wasn't going to stand there and let you talk
Bro,
crazy to them. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like yo, y'all can't do that because you gon' like people. Earlier this year, right when I started teaching, a school had a brawl and some parent bought a gun, and now that parent went to jail.
yo,
You must have
Listen,
been teaching at Lincoln.
Damn.
bro, it wasn't even that Lincoln, bro. I was at Lincoln though. I was there, but it wasn't that Lincoln. It was at the middle school. But you got to think about it, right? Now, that parent is dealing with legal issues. Next
As
week,
they should be.
but next week those kids, they friends again.
Hmm.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Y'all
That shit don't
friends,
make no sense.
but this parent that y'all done drug into the nonsense.
That
You
parent
know
was
what
gonna
I'm
get beat
saying?
the fuck up. That's what was finna happen.
yo.
Man,
Remember all
it
those
was
crimes.
all that.
I'm a detective that got to go
You
investigate
gotta
the
go and
shit.
do all that, yeah.
Like, yo, I hear stuff and I'm just have to be. I'm like, you. No, like you got no.
No, like
Make it make sense.
make it make sense. Yes.
Make
Yes,
it.
make it make sense. Yes. Like I feel like we on this story time. So check this shit out. Glenn, you're gonna appreciate this shit. I'm a head track coach at one of these schools, and I'm at track practice and I'm doing my normal thing. And one of my kids is a bit of a this is the generation where the short kids are the bullies and the big kids are the softies, and that shit don't make no sense.
Facts.
But so we had practice, and all of a sudden, saying practice in, we finish everything up, and this kid little kid comes running out, hey, coach, somebody pissed in my locker. And I'm like, wait, what? I was like, how do you know it was pee? He's like, because I can smell it. And I'm like, bro, you got to be kidding. So I walk in there and I look, and I'm talking about backpack, clothes, everything, shoes, covered in piss. I was like, shit. All right. So I called my boss. I'm like, hey, I need you to call the SLO. I need you to check the cameras. So find out is one of the kids that was on the track team that quit the track team, but the little kid was trying to bully the bigger kid. So we had to bring them all to the school the next day. And the mom just went like ape shit, like, my son would never do no this, that, and the other, la, 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 all this shit. And I'm like, ma'am, he was the only kid in the locker room. And what in the world would prompt him to piss on somebody's locker?
Come
Like,
on, man.
who else did it? Because
Like
the camera shows
you
him walking
did
in and
did
walking out.
you like you let the intrusive thoughts win, but like I can't accept that. I can't accept that
No,
you let the intrusive thoughts win
like
because
when she
now
said that, I was
you don't went and
blown away.
violated this person like
Yeah, and I'm like, don't get
what?
me wrong. In my mind, I'm laughing my ass off because that little kid deserved to get his shit pissed on. But I can't in the moment, you know what I'm saying? You got to be a professional. You got to be, what it is, what it is. But I was like, hey, man, because he was just being a little asshole to everybody. I was like, I'm glad somebody got his ass. But I was blown away that the parent was so defensive because she just thought she had the most innocent boy on the planet. And I'm like, really? Have you seen this kid's track record? I got the office referrals in a file to prove your son got a hell of a track record. And then 2 weeks later, he got into a fight and ended up getting like suspended and all this other stuff. Yeah, but your baby a superstar though, right? Yeah, okay.
Yo, I've had kids like because when they get arrested, if there's no juvenile detective, if I'm on call, I'll process the arrest, and you'll have a kid in a cell, and I tell the kid all the time, like, listen, man, I'm a prime example of it ain't too fucking late because when I was 17, I was in the same position, handcuffed to a goddamn cell, and I'm telling you, bro, the way I'm living now, you'll believe I was a big ass fucking kid. But you'll have the parents come and they'll look at me as if I'm completely wrong about their kid. I'm like, you do realize he's in here. I didn't just pick your kid out of a lineup. Just say, you know what, today I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be an asshole to Marquise today. No, because it's but they
That's
look
what
at you with an attitude as if you did something. And like the crazy part about it, yo, when I talk to some of these kids, a lot of this shit can be avoided if their parents just give them some fucking attention, yo. And I'm
or
like,
Yeah.
ass whooping.
I'm sitting
Yeah.
there,
Home training is a lost art.
I'm chopping it up with this kid in this damn cell, and I'm like, yo, bro. He like, yo, how old are you? I'm like, yo, I'm 32. So now we just talking about the fucking about Dragon Ball Super. I mean, I already processed. I'm waiting for the county to come pick him up. And I'm talking to him about Dragon Ball Super. And I'm like, man, I got my phone. I'm like, man, I remember when it was like Dragon Ball Z, then we had Dragon Ball, and like he ain't know nothing about it. And I'm sitting here chopping it up with this kid, this badass thug ass kid. I'm like, yo, fam, how you not know about Comic Con? Like, you ain't never played the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games? Like,
He
nah.
ain't paid Budokai
I'm,
Tenkaichi, none of that, bro. He don't know.
I'm showing him all of this shit. Like,
Budokai.
kid ain't
He ain't
even
know nothing.
he's not a
So he
bad
didn't even know about Dragon Ball
kid.
GT, like none of that.
Yo, he ain't know nothing.
Oh man.
Bro, you
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 talk to
can't you can't jump to Super and be like, oh, I only seen Super Saiyan Blue, bro. You gotta see
yo,
all the transformations, the fusions, like, bro,
but
you
it,
missing long hair Super Saiyan
yo,
3, like you missing everybody.
when I
That was my favorite.
is and everything that I be having in the cells, I'm, yo, it's the product of our youth. And it's like, yo, these parents ain't parenting. Like, I just sat here and had a conversation with this kid that people feel like, oh, you can't even talk to him because he's just such. I'm sitting here chopping it up, and we having like thesis and theories of who would win in a fight, and he's giving valid reasons. Like, nah, this kid ain't fucking bad. He ain't slow. He ain't got no attention.
None.
Or like, yo, what's another thing though? Some of these kids they don't have nothing to do. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ever since I was young, my parents used to tell me, I always say idle hands is the devil's work or something
yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Things, some along those lines. Like my parents from the Caribbean, so I live in parables. You know what I'm
They say he
saying?
like One Piece
One
better.
Piece better. but
That's cool.
some of them like they don't they don't have nothing to do. Like growing up, remember we always had the boys club. We can go play basketball here. You know, it was free recreation. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had to pay to play football. Now you gotta pay for everything up here. They want you to pay every day to go to the pools. You know what I'm saying? What happened to the families with multiple kids that can't pay to go to the pool every day? So what happened? They can't go swimming.
And that's
you get what I'm
like,
saying? Like it just be.
that's the one thing I hate. So like with me, it was like, yo, you know what? I ended up moving to Bayonne.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to one of the nicer complexes, but it's like, yo, my daughter, her uncle, he young, you know what I mean? I tell him and his friends, I'm like, yo, y'all come up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go get some steaks. I get a little couple lobster tails, steaks, lamb chop. Just get food, just put it on the grill. We go by the pool. They see the little honeys out here. They chill, but it's like, yo, let me get y'all something to do rather than y'all just being in the hood getting
In the hood doing something stupid.
And
Yeah.
they don't even do nothing stupid. I don't even want them around the hood because people will see them getting money and feel like, oh, well, we gotta fuck with them. We gotta target them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that
And
and it's also
it's
the
all out of
association. It's just
boredom.
it's just being
too.
there. Just by being in the hood in the wrong, saying the wrong uniform, walk drive by and be like, oh, what they over there doing?
Exactly.
You see a group of them together, and they could be just bullshitting. Like when we was younger, you see a circle of us, usually we be over there freestyling or we roasting each other. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you drive by like, hey man, what they doing? Let me go pull up over there real quick. Let me see what they over there doing. They really ain't doing shit, but you fucking with them because they grouped up.
Yeah, man. I hate that. I hate how Jersey City's become. It's because like, yo, the youth ain't got enough over here. So like, for me, some of the guys that's on the block that I know, I'm like, yo, y'all trying to let's go to the bowl now. They're like, yo, let's put some money up. And then once you start throwing money in there, they come into the lanes. But I much
boys get real competitive.
Yeah, they want to kind of a chance to make some money. Once you feel like get some money, it's an opportunity to make some money.
And I
Spark
go
my
to the
interest.
bowling alley, bro. I see the dudes. They know I'm a cop, but I'm always that cool. They know, yo, that's Officer Mac. Yo, detective, he cool. He let me go slide. Like I always show love and shit. So as soon as I come in the lane, if I see one of them, I'm like, boy, you don't want none of this. So it's like, yo, what's up? OG, you trying to put money on it? I'm like, yo, dog, you don't want this work. But I love to see y'all not out here in the hood just letting society dictate who the hell you are. Nah, you come to the lanes, man.
That's like how it is. Like I try to build that same kind of rapport with the students.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They, but the thing that get me, they like call me an old head, and I just don't like that.
You go,
like they be like, hey yo, Mr. Martin, yo, you old son, don't come out here. You gonna play basketball. You gonna do this and that. All right, bro. So I get out there and I spank you. Then what?
Cause you old, OG.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you old though.
But
Micah, bro, you got to put them on, Micah, because you got some funny ass stories from the CIS days with them fuck ass kids, bro.
Them kids tell you all the time, "Hey, you old, Joe. You old. All right, come on, we gonna play right now. If I play you, if I play you 1-on-1, I play you 1-on-1, I beat you. I don't want to hear nothing else. I tell you to do what you got. I tell you to do something, you got to do it. All right, we can do it. And then I spank them, and then it's let's run it back.
that's it.
Nah, we not playing again. that wasn't a part of the deal. My knee hurt now. I know you see this. I know you see this big ass knee brace. Come on, that's why you want to play again. Nah, leave me alone.
Bro. I got about 3 games in me. 4th game, bro, my arm start hurting.
Bro, listen, I tell them like, yo, look, we'll play 2-ball all day, right? Y'all people from Texas, 2-ball, that's a basketball. That's a.
We know what 2-ball is. We play it.
We highly familiar with 2-ball.
Okay, because because when I went to the military, a lot of people in different states don't, they don't know some of the game, or they probably call it something different.
Yeah, they not cool.
They'll be like, "What's 21?"
So like, yeah, like we'll shoot. I'll shoot around with you. You doing all that, but then you want to start playing 2-on-2s and 3-on-3s. That's a little bit too much moving for me. You get me? And then playing like when I was at the high school, I refused to play any high schooler 1-on-1. That's not happening. You're a little bit too close to your prime, and you're not about to. These kids like making people going viral. You'll never know when somebody recording. You know what I'm saying? All you see is a video. You know what I'm saying? You might be
Your
sitting
ass
in class.
is TikTok famous off getting yammed on one
You know what
time.
I'm saying?
Posterized, you know what I
That
mean?
hoe got 10,000 likes.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Martin got crossed at lunch. You saw that?
Next thing,
Here go. You ain't see it. Airdrop. It's airdropped everywhere.
next
Now
thing you
everybody
know, these
coming.
fucking kids.
Hey yo, Mr. Martin, your legs all right? Nah, your face all right? I'm about to beat you up now. 'Cause yeah, you know what I'm saying? They coming
I
at me.
heard you
Like these kids are ruthless, yo. They ruthless. That's why, like, if I play them, I'm not giving them no chance to, you know what I'm saying, act like you can stand with me because no.
these kids are harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, here this motherfucker go. Hold on, look. He don't listen. The way your ankle set up, dog. You might be a soccer player, but you sure about to get crossed up fucking with me.
Listen, I got crossed up by a soccer player. I don't want to go that.
Listen, soccer players got boing. You must
Bruh.
Hey, on the basketball court, that boing ain't gonna do much for you unless you got good hands. And they don't use their hands very much. So
I got crossed up by a soccer player, bro. I never forget senior year on Ferris Field. I'm like, yo, it can't. I'm like, yo, it ain't no way in hell.
Soccer that hard. Soccer can't be that hard.
And my boys, we had.
Man, I played it, so I know.
yeah, no, soccer ain't no joke. I played with them Afghans over there, boy. Them boys, that's all they do is play soccer in that motherfucker.
The worst crossover I ever received was from a soccer player hitting me with an in and out. I had never had to defend that before.
Yeah,
he hit you with that Messi one time?
The little nut.
Bro,
I'm telling you.
one dude told me, he was like, listen, you can use your hands and try to get the ball. I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Nah, look, you knew that was a setup. You knew that was a setup from the jump.
Like, if you that confident, I'm good, baby. I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't.
Nah, I'm just gonna trip you. Fuck it. We're not going down. I'm just gonna trip you. Fuck it.
He must be opposite with his feet.
Boy, boy.
That boy gonna be hot sauce from N1 back then over there. He gonna hit you with some stupid shit.
And then the crazy part about it was that I thought like seeing him in the hallway and everything. I was like, yo, this is a black dude on the soccer team. I'm like, this is a black dude. And even though he's Afro-Latino, he's more Latino than anything. I didn't expect him to have the accent. I just thought he was just one of the brothers.
The black.
And I heard him. I'm like, I was like,
he talking wrong.
Because I thought you was Tyrone from around the way. I said, there's no way in hell you that good at soccer. But when I found out that you sneaky little bastard, I like you, Mom.
He set your ass all the way up.
Oh,
bro.
you went to Ferris.
Yeah. So
yes.
Now think about it. Ferris black half
Oh shit! Yeah, he set you all the way up.
He looked like one of the average brothers from around the way. I thought he was just a different clique. So I'm like, yo,
that boy hit you with that Big Poppy type shit. Big Poppy look black than a motherfucker. That motherfucker straight Dominican.
Bruh.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, yo, he doing dirt. I'm like, yo, it ain't that. I'm like, yo, it can't be that hard, bro. He's like, well, you can use your hands. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it regular. I'm gonna try. Boy, I had on fucking the Dennis Rodmans. Those shits used to be heavy as hell. Bro, this motherfucker was having me dragging my feet all across this dot. I'm like, yeah, fam, you got it.
Hey, it's the wrong sport to be toe tapping, dog.
Bruh, you got it, homeboy.
So we getting to that kind of that point of the show. I wanted to finish off with this particular part just because we got a lot of different, I ain't gonna say eras, but different experiences. So I want to talk about leadership. That's where I want to go. I want to, because we all most of us come from combat arms or combat support. So we've heard this in the last let's say 10 years. Toxic leadership. Toxic leadership, and how much it's literally changed from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s, and even now, you know what I'm saying, I'm even now being an NCO in the 2020s. Like, being a leader these days is first of all, it's extremely difficult because you say the wrong thing. You say the wrong thing and you fuck around and might lose your shit. But back then, boys was putting them hands on you. You know what I'm saying? If you decide, you big? Hey, we can go hit the wood line real quick though.
Like I prefer that personally.
Hey, look, because if I tell them like this, I said we got two ways we can go about this. We go hit this wood line, or I can take money from you. What you want to do? Because if I got to take money from you, I hate paperwork. But if you make me do paperwork, I promise it's gonna be thorough.
Yeah, when I was in the military, we spoke about it earlier, but I didn't serve any females like directly, in in my platoon or anything. And when I was a sergeant, right? So I didn't have to deal with anything like that. So the soldiers I was dealing with, I was, cursing at them and things like that. And at a point, I kind of asked some of the other NCOs if I was going a little bit too hard on them, and it was like, listen, man, we're in combat. You train them to kill. They being pussies. and and right now, society, nah, son. If I was secretly taping him, like, he kind of would have walked right into that. Like, it was kind of crazy. But certain areas of life, you kind of need a stern hand. But you gotta find that right mix between being stern and still helping them maintain their dignity.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like my leadership didn't give a fuck about my dignity. You get me?
Yeah, dog. Yeah,
And
I got
and
you.
it was cool because it probably worked for me. You know what I'm saying? It probably worked for me because I wasn't coddled in the in life. You get me? So them being dickheads was it didn't really bother me too much.
Which I think we also have to remember that, remember when we went in, like most of us are like around 08.
Yeah, I came in 07. Yeah.
So think
Mhm,
of 08, 07, we're at war with Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
We're at war with Afghanistan.
mhm.
Fucking in what, 08, Saddam got captured.
Yep.
20
2010 is when they got him. When they got was it Osama? Right? Osama. They got him in 10. No, 16.
11.
No, it was 11. It was 11.
They got him in
Yeah.
11. They got him.
Yeah,
Listen,
because that's
I
when
was
that's right. That's when Obama came out with that gangster walk.
Matter of fact, Glenn, you were there when he was captured.
No,
oh
I was there in
oh
12. I was 12, 13. Oh, you talking about
no
Glenn was there?
me.
Yeah.
Listen,
Glenn?
I wouldn't. No, I wasn't there.
I was gonna tell the story. I was gonna tell the story about when they got that boy.
So before we get into story time, so Angel, your experience when it comes to you being a leader and then the leaders that you've encountered on your way up to becoming that leader.
Yeah. So yeah, man, with leadership, that's a good topic, Um, what I've noticed coming through the ranks, you got to have a tool bag full of different leadership styles,
Right
because
there.
like
Tool
some
bag. Yep.
soldiers, you can tell them like, hey, this was going on, make a positive impact, share your influence, and build them up. And like if they mess up, you can talk to. So some soldiers, you can talk to them like, hey, have them adjust. But then there's some that you gotta pull something out your tool bag. Like no, like they just don't get it. Um, and that can be because of many things, their background, their upbringing, and I think some leadership don't understand that you can't be this hardcore person with everyone, you know, like sometimes yeah you got to adjust, but you got to figure out what works for that individual, being in combat arms. So I was in both sides. I was in combat arms, and then I was also 42 Alpha Human Resources. So I got to see both sides, and 42 Alpha side super chill, especially in the guard, first on the bases. But when you're in combat arms, rank really matter. You got the E1s,
Mm-hmm.
sweeping the line, cleaning up your artillery, making sure, all the vehicles are locked, secure, starting it up, getting the BFTs loaded, all that good stuff. But like when you look at the HR side, it's like everyone's, the rank structure ain't really there. It's super lax, super chill, but there's a reason for it, especially in combat arms. You're not in the office. Your life, you go out on the gun line, out war and stuff. Your life could be fine.
Yeah, that's
Um,
one mistake away from lives being lost.
exactly. And I think too, with leadership, you got some generational gaps. So like, what I mean by that is like us younger soldiers, enlisted officer, whatever it may be, we don't share the same views as like the E9s and the star majors and the 2 or 3 star generals. That's a different generation, you know, on how they get things done, you know. And I think that's where and there is toxic leadership in the military. I truly do believe that. But I do think sometimes it gets confused like on with different generations that come through the military. Like one big thing in the army back then, you can't put your hands in your pocket, right? But like the newer generation, like why the fuck does that matter? Like who cares if you got your hand? The Air Force can do it. Why can't we do it? Like what the fuck?
Hey man,
But
built-in hand warmers, though.
yeah, but I think a lot of it's generational. You know, and different beliefs, different upbringing. So
yeah, I can definitely speak on that because I mean I've seen it. You know, what I'm saying coming in 07, most of my platoon sergeants was in that initial push for Iraq. So I mean, boys was downrange 04, 05, 06. So when I came in, you know, what I'm saying in combat arms, like I said, and Mark and Glenn know about this. If my NCOs every other word wasn't fuck, I ain't really fuck with you because I knew when the word fuck came out your mouth, something serious was happening. Like that was how we knew. That's how we knew when that line was getting close. Like the respect was always there, but like when he wanted something done, the word fuck came in, and it was weird. I don't know how combat arms specifically, we have mastered the art of using the word fuck in 3 different methods.
Yeah,
to get our point across, we can use that hoe in the nicest way possible. Or we could be sitting there, all 4 of us sitting there drinking, telling a story, and we could be dropping fuck in the nicest way possible. And boys be like, man, this man just said fuck 12 times in a matter of 2 minutes. But that shit made sense.
Yo, you want to see how fucked up we are to society? Just imagine us going all together, going to Walmart, right? Oof. And I yell across, let's say, y'all few aisles down. Y'all in the meat section. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go get the donkey dick. To us, completely normal.
Look, Micah's face. So Micah, it's a funnel. It's a funnel like you use in your car to put all the liquids in. We just call it donkey dick.
It's the nozzle.
But
it's the nozzle you put on the gas can to put the fuel in
I
the
got
vehicle.
it.
Yeah, so it's the simple shit that we have in the military that'll fuck people up. Just that right there. You're like, wait, a donkey dick? What? Like,
I thought I just came in at a bad time. I was like, what the hell going on here?
No,
I got
some
caught up
terms
the
for your
other day.
ass.
I sent someone down. I was like, yeah, go to the left. The latrine's right there. They were like, what's the latrine? Oh, I'm like, a bathroom.
Right.
Bathroom.
Yo, everything, you know, like,
or when you start talking acronyms to their ass, they be like, huh? Be like, oh shit, hold on, let me translate. My bad.
Yeah, right. You know, you say things like, you know, yo, old dark 30, you gotta be up. You know what I'm saying? It's like old dark 30, like what time is that? It's not a specific time. It's early as fuck.
It's not. It's just early as fuck. Your ass better be up before the sun come up. That's what the fuck that means.
Matter of fact, let's get there now. Like,
right? Like, let's just go. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, it's like certain things you say, like nut the butt, and people are like, wait, whoa.
And that thing, man, that should sound like, I ain't gonna say the word that it used to say, but they say it sounds certain. They say it sounds sus. Let's use the generations word. And I'm like, well, that's how I know you didn't go to basic training, because you ain't standing in that chow line when the drill sergeant said, all right, I need everybody nut the butt. You ain't know what that meant. That meant my toes was touching your ankles, and that tray was right here.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? If you like, yo, or you listen, just shut up, stand in line, do what you gotta do. Everything. Now you gotta have a rebuttal for everything. Shut the fuck
bro,
up.
I always call it I called it the but why generation. And I'm like, bro, it's not a but why, it's because the fuck I said it.
Because I fucking said it.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like I seen this shit. So you know they took like the shark attacks and shit away, right?
Wow.
So check this shit out. I went to Fort Leonard Wood back in 2016 for a school, and we was eating in the DFAC, and I was watching the kids for basic and shit go through, and they got to go in there and they got to walk a certain path. Like they can't go any other way, no deviation from the path whatsoever. So this, and Micah gonna laugh because when I say this term a lot, and that's where I got it from. So this private walks the wrong way, and this drill sergeant gets up and like, hey, where the fuck are you going? He's like, I don't know, drill sergeant. He said, hey, turn around, go the right way, and every time you step, I need you to say rerouting until you find your place. And he walked around, rerouting, and he had everybody in the DFAC start yelling rerouting. So I took that day. I was like, bro, that's going in my tool bag. So when I'm coaching and I talk to my kids and I'm like a receiver running wrong, I was like, oh, let me guess, your GPS is rerouting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the kids think that shit funny as hell. Then we talk about the knife hand, bro. On a football field, if I hit this knife hand, everybody parts because they know exactly who the fuck I'm pointing at.
Yes.
Like I ain't never seen 120 kids go, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who you talking to? I'm talking to you.
You know,
you talking to me? No, I'm talking to the doofus behind you. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Guy. Hey, guy. Hey, guy.
Right? Hey, guy. Hey, hey, buddy. Hey, come here, guy. Or come here, you.
Fuck me. I don't have a name
right?
on.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
fuck me. My rank.
They think we fucking crazy when we talk like that, but that's how the fuck we came up. So, like, they don't, some people get it, some people don't, but,
what's my favorite?
Y'all get it.
I do this shit to my daughter all the time. Like, it'll be perfect example. Like, her mom, like, yo, I'm gonna need you to stop by the house early in the morning. I'm like, what happened, yo? She dragging her ass, getting ready for school. And you just get there and they start putting a little pep in their step. Well, how about that?
Yeah, how about that?
How about
that?
So I hit my teenager with the old drill sergeant method. So I go in there, I turn the light on, and I leave, and I wait. So I'm like, I go in there first off, hey, it's time to get up. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go to school. And okay, I bet I'm gonna walk out. That's the last time I'm being nice. I walk out. I count to about 30. No longer in there. Hey, she pop up, throw that blanket off. I said, look, your bus gonna be here in 15 minutes, and you better be on it.
Yo, I hit my.
You best believe that ass outside at 12 minutes.
I hit my daughter with the you got 30 seconds. Shoes on 29, 28.
30 seconds.
Bro, start counting down. Boys start moving like this.
28, 14, blue, the Batman symbol. Get the fuck up and get out. Let's go.
Yo,
Let's go.
I have fun. I have fun with them at the school. Like we just went over. We did a fitness unit because I couldn't get them to get their shit together. So, like, yo, we doing push-ups and sit-ups all week. And then we having a test on push-ups and sit-ups next week. So they're like, you're like, what do you mean? Like, we doing push-ups and sit-ups this week? I said, we practicing. We're gonna do push-ups today, we're gonna do sit-ups tomorrow. And push-ups after that, and then sit-ups after that. So they come in, on a sit-up day, and Mr. Mom, my arms hurt. My arms hurt. A good thing we doing sit-ups today. You know what I'm saying? And then, and just trying to build character, and that's what I tell them. I said, push-ups help build character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did that. I did it to my football kids before. They had pissed me off one day, and then like the push-ups wasn't working, and the up-downs wasn't working. I said, you know what? I'm gonna introduce y'all to something new. Front back goes.
Oh,
okay. And I said, look, but I'm gonna do y'all a favor. Y'all take your helmets off first. Take your helmets off, but you leaving everything else on. But take your helmets off. Boy, we did front back goes for 7 minutes, and they thought the world was fucking ending.
Shit,
I'm like, bro,
I think the world about to end.
Hey, and look, they lucky I didn't go die in cockroaches after that because I sure thought about it.
Yo, I want to coach football so bad, but like
that's what we got 2 ID and 4th ID in the building tonight. That's what I'm talking about.
I took a coaching class, because my major was phys ed.
Okay.
Right. So coaching was one of the classes I had to take. And they told us that we can't use physical activity for punishment.
Right. Okay.
Right. So we can't, you're not supposed to make them do push-ups for punishment. That's what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, but that's what they need. That's what they how a lot of my stuff got through my head in basic training? Because I was dead
pushing the earth.
Push-ups.
They're moving dirt.
Yo, moving the earth, helping the earth rotate.
And see, look, Angel Mark Lynn, y'all ever had his day in basic where y'all got smoked indoors and the drill sergeant said, we're gonna keep doing this shit to the wall. Hey, if you ain't never made the wall sweat inside of a room,
what you gonna say? What you gonna say? You can't smoke a rock?
Yeah, can't smoke rock. I bet, but these walls don't sweat.
I'll make that rock sweat.
My drill sergeant told me, he was like, no, fuck that. He's like, open the windows. He's in the barracks. He's like, y'all gonna do push-ups into outside sweat. I'm like, nigga, what?
Oh, yeah. Huh? Listen, drill sergeant tell us, yo, listen, we doing this until I get tired.
Oh yeah, I'm done. That was a
I
horrible
say,
fucking day.
yeah, let's
They
go.
played they did us like that. They did a tag team match on us one time, and they had while we was inside getting smoked, another one was outside in the pit with the water hose wetting up the yard. And they say, all right, y'all got 10 seconds to get outside. Bro, we low crawling 50 meters in the muddy water.
Yeah.
All right, now y'all go back inside. Fuck the whole barracks up. They said, all right,
and
y'all got an hour to get this shit clean, or we're gonna do this shit all over again. Boy,
y'all did the uniform drills?
Oh boy, we played dress up. Oh, we played dress up. We played dress up at 0-3.
Inside, hey, you got 3 minutes to come back out here in your ACU top, your Class A bottoms, your PT shoes, and your green socks.
Bruh, motherfuckers had us doing exercising with a pro mask on.
Boy, hey, if you ain't never done, look, but before the elevation training mask, boys was using the pro mask like a motherfucker.
Yo, this is torture, yo. This is torture that we went through.
No, bro, boys don't get it.
I'm telling you, I needed it.
It was the best. It was the best moments of my life, though, because just like Glenn talked about, I needed that to become the man I am today.
Facts.
I needed those type of, we're gonna call them reality checks.
Yeah,
because like you go back now, like think about it now, right? It's 2023, and we laughing about this shit because in the moment we was like, man, it's some bullshit. But we go back and think like, bro, that shit was actually funny as hell. Like, all right, you got 2 minutes. You come down in your gray APFU shirt with your Class A top on, with your beret on, with your pro mask on. Look,
there we go.
Good Lord.
Look, somebody didn't turn some shit in for CIF.
Right?
Where's CIF at?
We had these in Korea, right?
See, he knows. Look, I hated. Look, 313. No, I hated them all run. Look, I still hate running. I don't like running to this day. And they gonna make us do a company run tomorrow, bro. With 181 fucking people, dog.
Bring that back up.
No, that vest.
Let me see. I got something for you, my boy. You hold that.
He got the vest. He got the vest with the info on it, dog.
Listen, all of that. Because we get out there, and that's how if you get lost, that's how we know. That's
how find that orange vest.
That's how they know where you at.
Look, but they don't know about the different colors of PT belts we had to wear: yellow, blue, red, green. Oh, if you an NCO, you wear green. If you an officer, you wear this, bro. Just give me the goddamn belt. And then what we used to call them, sniper belts.
What y'all know about it?
Oh, hey, I still got that in the storage unit. Don't play.
What y'all know about it?
I still got that. That's the high speed PTs right there. Hey, only the ones who passed PT at basic are wearing them. Everybody else is still wearing the marshmallows when I went through. All the fat bodies were still rocking the damn sweatsuit after that shit.
Well, I'll go throw the shorts on.
Oh, not the top. Look at that.
No, this not even an ACU top though.
Look, it's not fancy. So this the upgraded jacket. In case y'all ain't never seen it, that's the upgraded jacket. You know what I'm saying? It's black and yellow. Upgraded jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
US Army on it.
Mine like that got camouflage underneath. So when I flash with the flashlight.
Oh yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah. Oh, that's what you got. That's what you got. Oh, this the marshmallow top. This one come with the bottom.
Yeah.
In Korea, this what we wore in the cold.
Oh, so that's part of the Michelin Man suit unit.
Yes.
Yeah. When I went to Afghanistan, bro, I mailed that bitch home. I didn't even take it out the plastic. I mailed that whole thing back home. I was like, it ain't that serious.
Sorry, we got Airborne on the chat. We gotta show some respect for Airborne.
Hey, ain't no wrong with that.
Mr. Bragg over there. He's all fixed the hat. He showed the.
I see him. All right, Mr. Airborne. I ain't mad at. Look, I didn't jump out of a perfect airplane, but I did give. I did go air assault, so I do the same out of helicopters.
Air assault.
You know, hey, look, left foot. You know, if you've been to the school, you know. But so that right there, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where Mark disappeared off to. He dropped a smoke canister on us one time, but
he went to go grab something else.
He went to go grab some fuck shit. But
grab the M4.
Not the look. We're not gonna beat John Morant tonight. We are not gonna beat John Morant tonight. This man went with the BDU.
What's up?
That boy got the BDU smoker jacket on.
What's up? I'll go get a motherfucking Newport right now. Who want to see me in the tree line? What's up?
It ain't even look. He like that for real.
Yo, who want to go to the tree line right now? What's up, baby?
He said, "I'm gonna go. I'm gonna blend in, and all you gonna see is his hook coming."
Come on, baby. Like, don't do
Like
it.
it be like that. But no, that was fantastic. Fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on. Today was fantastic. I was like I said,
awesome.
I've been bragging about doing this shit for literally for months. Like I brought this idea to Troy and I was like, bro, we gotta do it because it needs to be done. I'm also working on, I don't know what y'all got going on, but I'm working on a 4th of July special too. So just hey, it might get a little cray. I'm just saying. So I'll keep Troy. I'll make sure he knows. Like I said, because I'm putting together enough for it. Like we gotta highlight these highlights. And since I got a bunch of guardsmen too, you know, what I'm saying we can, you know, December will come up before we know it. You know, the National Guard got a birthday too. We made so happen to do a special guard episode too. But yeah, we're the oldest branch.
Nasty girls are always get.
We the oldest. We're the oldest.
The crazy part about it, I was a National Guardsman for 2 years. They didn't know we had a fucking birthday.
The National Guards.
I ain't fucking know.
1636. We go back to 1636.
The first
December 13th, 1636. That's how far back we go. We are 387 years old.
I just want to blow
There's
stuff.
your history lesson for today, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want to blow stuff up.
Hey, I love blowing shit up. That's why we chose the jobs that we chose.
Artillery.
You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, today has been another phenomenal episode of Gentleman's Lounge. Of course, like I told y'all earlier in the show, I am the CEO of Hoochie Daddies Incorporated. I am the one they call Mr.GQ.
I am the leader of the Baby Mama Steelers, DJ Michael B.
All right. And we out.